Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I just wanted to talk to you real quick about the state of warriors in the game right now. Make warrior great again. Don't take this the wrong way. Warriors are great right now. We deal a ton of damage. Yeah, that's it. We deal a ton of damage. We lack a little bit of utility and a little bit of finesse. But Fury right now is very strong on warrior. It deals a ton of damage at will. The burst is insane. The uptime is really good as well. But the thing that I would like to see coming back to WoW is the finesse of playing a warrior. Right now in Legion, warrior, there's nothing to it. You spam a bunch of buttons, you deal a ton of damage, that's it. That's the majority of every class right now. I mean, this is my opinion, guys. This is my opinion. If you have your own, please put them in the comments, because I love to read about this stuff. But this is my opinion on the classes. A lot of them are just face roll right now. I don't like that. I loved, like, way back when you had finesse to the classes. By finesse, I mean, let's say stance dancing for warriors. I mean, I remember back in the days where I had to switch stances in order to cast a spell reflect or in order to disarm. I had to cast that freaking defensive stance. I had to equip a sword and shield. I had to macro that in order to pull this off. And that made the biggest difference in a duel, right? Like, especially vanilla days. Vanilla going forward up to, I don't know, Wrath maybe? I can't say too much about Cataclysm. Cataclysm was not my jams. I pretty much hated that expansion, but whatever. Let's not talk about that. But stance dancing made it was such a huge impact on the fight and the skill of the player. If a warrior was stance dancing really good, that would differentiate him from the rest of the warriors on that server. And yes, at the time it was like you could make your name on that server you were playing as. There were no cross realms, no stuff like that. Just people being really good at their server, and people would recognize them for that. And I love that, man. I love that back in the days. Now it's a little bit harder since we have realm, all that, you know, realm, this realm, that world here, you know, all that stuff. We're all connected in this cloud of servers, which is good for player bases. I mean, for matchmaking. Sorry, not player bases, but for matchmaking. It's good for PvP. It's good for dungeons, because we can queue with different, you know, if you have friends on other servers, it's fine and all that. That's great. But what I would love to see in the game again, especially for warriors, is stance dancing. That I think it was a lot of fun. But the pace of the game right now won't allow that at all. Actually, if you were to stance dance now as a warrior, you would throw a valuable global on just switching that stance, getting that shield sword ready. You know, with the artifact system in the game, it won't be viable. I mean, what sword? What would you have in your slots and whatever? As stance dancing was before, they can't do that. But if we could get back berserker stance, battle stance, defensive stance in every spec, make them unique. Like battle stance allows you to deal. Allows you to, like, get more rage and do more frequent attacks, and Berserker allows you to get more crits and maybe more crit damage, but you take more damage. And for God's sake, remove that freaking passive damage increase. Ah, man, I hate that. I hate that on Fury. It's fine now, but you can spec it, so it's fine now. It's like it's almost not there, but still being enraged, taking more damage because of that. I don't like it. I'd rather have it in a stance, so I can switch to the stance when needed and deal the damage required to do the thing at the expense of actually maybe dying because I'm gonna take so much damage and whatnot. And defensive stance, self-explanatory. Give me that defense buff. Give me, you know, maybe give me an option to parry, or, you know, give me defensive abilities in defensive stance. That would make Warrior so much more fun to play. Little bit tougher, yes. But I'd rather have a class that demands some skill to play in order to, like, outplay your opponent. Because right now, it's just a damage fest. Legion, Arena, PvP, it's just a damage fest. Every class all the classes deal so much damage nowadays. And that's about it. It's a DPS race in PvP. I don't like that. I love, like, well, to be honest, Arena is a little bit more, you know, you have to be more careful. And yeah, sure, it's a DPS race as well in Arena, but not at the same level as let's say Battlegrounds. I should not compare Arena with Battlegrounds though. Just in general, Arena gameplay is actually quite decent now. I still feel like Arena is a little bit of it's Wild West, like, you know, it's the Wild West. It's not like open world duels or anything. Talking about Wild West. Oh man, I remember my first duel. I was gonna duel this guy. I think I got my first legendary. Yeah. I got the neck that gives me the shield. And oh my god, it was so much fun fighting the other guy, because he just blew me up in one stun rotation. I think it was a rogue. He just blew me up like 1 mil freaking envenoms and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. This damage race that's going on right now, I'm not a big fan. I would rather have a smart way of outsmarting my opponent. You can still do that in the game, don't get me wrong. Am I making any sense to you guys? I'm just trying to find... I want some of that uniqueness, some of that finesse to come back into the game, instead of me picking a class, spamming 1 through 5 and just dealing all that damage and there's nothing to it. Yeah, sure, you have your defensives. You have your defensive cooldowns, which you have to pop in order to counter the other guy's offense and stuff like that. So yeah, the core PvP is still in the game. I mean, why would they change the core PvP aspect, right? It's like playing chess, right? The other guy pops this and you do this to counter. The other guy pops this in order to try and bait your that, you know, stuff like that. That is still the essential WoW PvP. But is it good though? Yes and no. I like, WoW has always been one of those games that's really close to my heart. And I'm a Blizzard fanboy. And I'm a WoW fanboy. So yes, I'm gonna keep playing the game. It's my favorite game. And I stream the game. And I want to cover more of the game on YouTube as well. I want to do all that stuff because I love the game, and I love. But I just want some diversity, some uniqueness back in the game to make the classes, like the class spec and how they play. Sure, they are unique, and maybe even more than ever, considering like they revamped all the spells. They made this and that change in order to make the rogue feel like a rogue, in order to make the hunter feel like a hunter and so forth. But just to have the warrior in focus here, the stance dance, I miss it so much, man. I miss it so much. Stance dancing was so much fun. I remember like switching to defensive and doing like a disarm or like a spell reflect, and that actually won me the duel. And the other guy I was facing in the duel, he was like, oh my god, GG, nice stance dancing, stuff like that. It's no longer in the game. It's basically, oh, there's an enemy, let's stun him and try to deal as much damage as possible in that stun rotation. And in open world PvP, it's a lot of damage during one stun rotation. You're probably dead, depending on what class and what gear they have. But in PvP, I actually enjoy the PP templates. I think it's a great idea to keep people interested in coming back to PvP casually, like doing Battlegrounds. It's a great idea because everybody starts kind of from the same ground, you know. Everybody starts from the same place. If you have high item level, it's gonna scale you up by, you know, a percentage. It's gonna increase your stats by like, let's say 10% or more, depending on the gear score, item level. Sorry, that I actually like. It allows PvP to be a little bit more PvP. not as much Wild West, but I do miss bringing my gear, like my hard-earned gear, into PvP in order to wreck my opponents, in order to wreck the Alliance. I'm a Horde player, by the way, if you haven't figured that out. But with that said, back in the days in vanilla, grinding to get your gear, to get your stats, to get your weapon, so that you can wreck people in Battlegrounds. I miss that. I miss that a ton. Right now, since we're starting from the same grounds and the PvP templates, I mean, gear is really not that big of a deal. Sure is at high level play, like high level arenas, high rated arenas, you have to have the gear and have the advantage. Looking forward to next patch though. Some changes are coming. Not gonna cover that now though, but I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I could say I miss the olden days. I miss some of that vanilla aspect of the game, but I don't want to go back playing vanilla because it's too grindy, it's too time consuming. Times have changed. I'm now a grown up, believe it or not. I'm now a grown up. I have stuff to do. I like, yeah, sure, I stream every day, at a set time, trying to do something on Twitch, right? Trying to do something with the game. With that said though, I don't want to spend like 10 hours grinding before I can jump into a dungeon or a raid because I have to get all this and that ready. I like the pace of the game right now. Some hardcore aspects, sure, leave it in for people to do it if they want to. That's always a good choice. But I like how the game is right now. But some of that vanilla aspects, especially PvP, I would love to see coming back. Anyhow, I can just ramble on forever about this stuff. I just wanted to share some of that knowledge with you. If you agree with me, yo, type some stuff in the comments. I really want to, you know, see what you guys have to say about this and all this, if you manage to survive the length of this video. But yeah, just tell me what you think about the current PvP in Legion. I really want to hear your opinions on that. Other than that, I think this is it for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, there's a thumbs down. Just fucking do it. Click it, spam it. I don't care. Do I? I mean, I care a little bit. Please don't, friends. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna cringe you out. You can catch a lot of that cringe though in my stream. Probably a link somewhere in below. I don't know. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for listening. Peace, guys. Take it easy. See ya.